welcome back to Never Done Farms. We're gonna get back to planting a little corn today, or try to. It rained an inch Friday night, and so I didn't do no more planting this weekend. It was just enough rain that it got it soft on top, so we just kind of piddled around all weekend, but we're gonna get back to it now. I know I said I wasn't gonna plant but that one little bit of Beck's corn this year, so here's what we're gonna go with for the most of it. I ain't never grown no agrigold, but I've heard some good stuff about it, so we're gonna give her a go and see what happens. We'll load this 8 bags up and get it going. And I almost forgot, we got to get her plates too. We got a good selection, but I picked out these C1X's here. That was pretty close to what the bag recommended, and looked like to me what fit the seed the best, so we'll see what happens with them. And just like with everything I do, I've got a half dozen other things I have to do before I can do the intended job of the day. And unfortunately, one of them's I got a bottle calf. Which as a kid I thought was the grandest thing in the world, but now when I got everything else to do, it's not so grand. There you go, buddy. And next on the list, we gotta give a feeders a couple sacks of feed, and then jump on the 4-wheeler and run over the hill and move the cows, and then we can maybe get around to the corn planter. All right, here we go. Come on. That's it. Come on, girl. Alright, we got them on their strip here for the day. You can see the other reel right there. It ain't a very wide strip, but it's enough for them to get it ate off good today. And I'm gonna go ahead and take these couple of posts and reel and put up another little strip right here below this, and that way all I gotta do is come up here in the morning and let them down another spot, and we'll work over this whole field that way eventually. But after the day, I'm gonna have to get their water tank and stuff going. Well, that's got them a little strip here for tomorrow, and I think I just lied to y'all. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and shut them in here, and after I get these couple little fields of corn planted, I'll just come back this afternoon and put their water tank in here, or I can just let them back out and they can go get water on their own. Either way, it ain't gonna be but in the 70s today, so it won't be too bad. Well, don't y'all judge me too bad, because I lied again. I decided to just go ahead and bring her water tank up here and set it up, and I got a bath out of the deal. But oh well, they got water now, so let's get on to the corn planting. Well, we finally made it back down here at the barn, so we just gotta empty the boxes out of the planter and change the plates and dump seed in it, and we should be ready to go. And by the way, while it was raining the other day, I did get the marker control box fixed, so we do have markers again now. And we got us a handy little tub here to empty the boxes out into. Now we just got to drop our plates in there. And latch them up. Now we just got to put the boxes back on the planter, and these plates has got these slots in them here, so they can be a little aggravating to put back on because you got to line them up with these two pieces there, like so. And if they don't line up and you try to shove them down on there, then you'll break the plate. So you just got to fiddle with it a little, and most of the time you can spin the plate a time or two and get it lined up. See, there we go. That's got all the boxes on, so all left to do now is fill them up with seed. I'm gonna go ahead and put two bags in every box because I ain't got no way to get my truck extra seed up there. That's got her full. We'll give it a little squirt of graphite, and then we'll head out. I can't put the box lids on because if you see these little latch pieces or hinges, whatever you want to say, are broke off, and 5 or 6 years ago I priced them. They were like 16 bucks a piece, so I just decided that wasn't a priority because I don't hardly ever plan any work ground and out here no-tilling, and you know, you just don't really get anything in the box. So either way, we'll head out and get started. We finally made it up here. Got to put the drive chain on and take the locks off the cylinders. We'll be ready to go plant. Turn the marker box on. Need to switch to left. Alright, here we go. never done this before, but I'm fixing to bust this field and just plant the upper half of it. There's a good 3 acres or maybe more right here. If y'all can see, it's just wet. That's that second wet spot I pointed out to y'all a minute ago, and I come back down through there a second ago and it's 100 yards long. It's just too wet to plant. That's all I know. So I'm just gonna bust the field and plant all the short rows up yonder, and I guess wait till tomorrow and try this again. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week pretty much, or there's a pretty good chance anyway. So I guess if I can't get it, I can't get it, but there just ain't no point in planting when it's too wet, and it ain't gonna, I don't think the corn will ever come up, not wet as that is down there right now. That's literally just mudding it in there. So we'll take back off across the middle of the field here and plant the upper half where it is dry, and I guess come back tomorrow and see what this lower half's like. All right, we'll let both markers down and head out across here and get this field busted, and maybe I can come back and plant a round or two right here. It won't be too wet. We'll just try it and see. But here we go. We got all the point rows up here planted, and I stopped up here in the shade, gonna get me a little drink of water. I guess we'll go down here and plant a few rounds on the uphill side of that wet spot where I busted the field. And then I got a right yonder in the corner, y'all probably can't tell, but that's a separate little, that's a little more than 3 acres down there. I'm gonna go start on it. Maybe I can get it done before I have to quit. I gotta go to a class or meeting, whatever you want to call it, at the extension office this evening. So we'll get back down here and see what happens. got this little 3-acre spot planted. It was a whole lot drier than that other field up there, but it's still damp enough. But either way, I hate to be quitting, but I gotta run off and go to that meeting, so I guess I'll cut this one off here. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.